Welcome back. It's another episode of Pivot with Purpose. I got this. We got this. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Guys, everybody calm down. It's okay. We're here. We're back. We weren't gone that long. I don't know what happened. A lot happened. We'll talk about it in a second. But before we do, if you follow me on social media, and I believe last time I let you guys know that my course, Launch Your Podcast in 30 Days, is back open and ready to go. Shout out to everyone that has joined. If you have been thinking about starting your podcast at any point in time, now is the time. If you keep waiting, if you would have started when I started, you would have been 5 years in. But guess what? You didn't. So start now. So in 5 years, when I say I've been doing this for 10 years, you can be like, I've been doing it for 5. So go to ideatolaunchpodcast.com. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give all the listeners of the show $100 off the course. So use the code PIVOT. I have to remember to add that code. So if it's not on there when you try it, let me know. But I'm going to make sure I add it on. Pivot for $100 off. And you'll make sure that you will also, when you do that, you'll get an extra call with me. So you'll have 2 one-hour sessions with me when you purchase that course. Also, don't forget to get your gummies. I am already on half a gummy.
Me too.
Oh, and we got to take a shot.
We are.
Okay, a quick shot before we keep going.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome. Okay, not the whole thing. Just a sip.
What?
Carla's here at Hi Hello Labs. We forgot our wine, and he said, "Don't worry, we got tequila. That does not compare." But okay, let's see what happens. I don't know. Get your gummies. I'm already gonna have a gummy. Go to whoswax.com and get your gummies. Use code PIVOT as well to get money off. I love to give money off to y'all because you actually listen. So it's like a prize or a thank you. It's more like a thank you to you for showing up.
Close friends.
Close friends. We are close friends. Oh, Paola's back. We're actually back because I told her to hold me accountable to coming back consistently. And in a second, we'll talk about, was it today? Were we going to talk about it today? No, actually, next episode. No, it's this episode. We're going to talk about it, why I didn't come back and some of the things that happened. But outside of that, I told her to hold me accountable, and she bugged me until I couldn't take it.
I encouraged.
Okay.
Forcefully.
All the time. She's like, hey, so when are we getting in? Hey, so this happened on the Shade Room. I want to go in. Hey, you keep recording podcasts for everybody else. When are you going in? And she's right. She's right. I love being here. Like now I'm here and the cameras are on, the lights are on. I'm like, woo, party with Carla. But now I'm happy that we got here. Before we start the show, also, because you listen and you do these things for me, is the Apple Podcast review. If you have not yet left a podcast review, fashion tip. She must know how to dress. Or he. It could be a he. We don't know. Left me a review and it says, it's been known that Florida people are crazy.
Wow.
Have I read this one before?
No, I think a lot of people can have a consensus that Florida people are crazy.
Okay. Well, let's say, have I read this one before? I don't know. Carla not only says, but also has receipts to her classy yet factual moments in life. Somehow they have aligned with my life, too much, in a thank you Jesus type of way. There may be a plethora of man and world-bashing podcasts, but this one is 100% different. Carla builds a platform to listen and be vulnerable without showing my face, yet also an understanding that I'm not alone and that life is rough. I can reset and bring light.
Oh,
that was so nice.
That was
Thank
nice.
you. We are crazy in Florida. Just a little bit. She
good
put
kind.
True definition of resilient Florida girl, woman. Take it a little too far. You will hear Florida woman.
Carla's thoughts of those of her own and do not coincide with mine.
Because she's crazier.
No, I'm not.
Just a little. I think you have the potential.
We don't know. We'll never know.
Never? We'll see.
We'll see.
So first, I wanted to do a temperature check. That's how you called it, temperature check on
temperature check.
How we're doing. How you doing first?
I'm blessed and highly favored. No, I've been really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been really good. It's been so. Update: I am now officially your admin.
Oh
yes!
Officially, she is. She's on board. She's a team member. Like
I got an email mailbox and everything.
She has all of that. So she is part of the Idea to Launch team and just the whole Carla Mayor's brand. So
that's fun.
I forgot about that. Well, we didn't forget, but
it's been really fun. It's a added layer of responsibility.
Yes,
but I think I do well with juggling a lot.
She does. So I've been watching. I think after the first week, you she did some stuff that I really hate doing, scheduling appointments and answering emails and just tedious tasks, admin work. It's not even, for me, it's tedious. It's not, because it's a lot of work. So she's like, I'm really enjoying this. And I remember seeing the message and I'm like, wow, she must be really hating it. Like, she's trying to reassure me that she's going to stay at least for another week. And then I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah, I really am. And I'm like, because I really hate what you're doing. Like, I detest doing what you're doing and you enjoy it.
Yeah, and I'm on it. My emails get replied immediately.
Yeah.
I literally have no business days.
So actually, if anyone has emailed me anytime before the last 30 days, go ahead and email me again. That way she could see it and she'll respond way faster than I will. But if you're also emailing me and just saying something along the lines of, hey, I just want to, pick your brain or, see how we can collaborate. No, I'm not answering those. And she has strict instructions to delete them. We're not answering those. Like, please, really come to me in a professional way. I get too many of those anyway for me to even bother replying to them.
Yeah. But it's been fun. I like it. Work is good. Life is good. Kid is good. We'll, in our update later on, we'll talk about like relationship.
We talk about
not
dating,
relationship,
dating. With me, and we'll go into it a little bit. Actually, when this comes out, I'll be coming back from a honeymoon that I'm going on from Sunday to Tuesday with my friend.
Listen,
Wendy, niggas ain't shit, basically. And she was supposed to be going with someone and they canceled it, and I really needed time away. So we're going to Tampa and we're going to hang out at a hotel and go to the beach and just spend like 2 days where I can really decompress. But aside from that, July, so we're 17 days in, has been on the up and up for me, and a lot more light than the last 2 months have been for me. They got really dark.
More positive.
So positive. Oh my goodness.
Positive.
So many good things phone calls are coming in, clients are coming in. My daughter is, home and doing great. Psalm is doing really good. So just business and personal, physical is feeling good. But it took a lot to get here. Again, It was like, it took a lot to get here. So this week, what we're talking about, specifically, we're going to talk about the fact that in at least my culture, I think in our culture, and probably in, I would say all Black and brown culture, maybe all cultures.
No, I think it's more people of color.
More people of color?
Yeah.
This whole idea that family is it. Blood is thicker than water in any situation. It doesn't matter how someone treats you, how they do you, how they have nothing. Family comes first. It's your family. That's your mom. That's your brother. That's your sister. That's your dad. That's your aunt. That's your uncle. That's your grandma. It doesn't matter what they do to you. You just suck it up.
Stick by them no matter what.
No matter what, you stick by them. And I want to get rid of that and give examples and let it lead into what I've been going through and how I have overcome, basically, or the journey that I'm still in, basically, to overcome it or get past it. I pulled up some celebrities, some things that we might know, right?
Yeah.
Cases, scandals, examples. Right. So one of the most recent ones was the Vanessa Bryant and her mother. So I guess to make a long story short, or like a synopsis, once Kobe passed away, I guess at some point in time, they really took care of her and she lived with them. And once Kobe passed, or at some point, she stopped taking care of her. Like, we've taken care of you for 20 years. And it kind of just stopped. Because also now Kobe passed away, things have to shift and change. I don't know, but I'm sure the finances now have to shift.
Yeah, and I really don't think your mom is on auto pay.
No.
I don't think your mom is on auto pay. And I felt really bad about this because it happened right in the midst of her losing everything. Husband. It's like my husband and my daughter just passed away. And you're coming to me saying that I owe you money. I was like,
and not just coming to her. She sued her.
Yeah.
For money. So brought it to the court system. And not only was she already going through a very, very tough time in her life of losing her child, like Carla said, and her husband. Now you got to go to court.
To fight your mom.
Right. Because your mom was, I think it was like $20,000 a month. Something ridiculous. Yeah. And just she said that she deserved it. Like, she told her, she promised her, and no. Like, so that's one example of a family feud that you're like, wow, you're thinking that's your mother. And they would do something like that. Another one that I read on that I didn't even know. There's a lot of family feud in the celebrity world.
Yeah.
That clearly I don't pay attention to. Mariah Carey. Did you know she has Family Feud?
No, what was hers?
So Mariah Carey, Morgan Carey, and Allison Carey. Obviously, they're related. So Mariah Carey doesn't get along with her siblings, Morgan and Allison, and she actually revealed in 2020 that she has long been estranged from them. Their feud apparently goes back to childhood, but got worse after Mariah became famous. Mariah claims she's helped them financially many times over the years, but they portrayed her as greedy. Here's the thing, says Mariah. They have been ruthlessly just heartless in terms of dealing with me as a human being for most of my life. I would never have spoken about my family at all had they not done it first.
There you go.
Right.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
It sure is. And I'm bringing this up because why is betrayal from family so hard? And let me tell you, I've had friendships that break up. I've had, even work, not necessarily work, because I would quit my jobs or like find other jobs. I've said plenty of times I was a terrible employee.
Friendships, acquaintances.
Yeah.
People you grew up with that are like siblings.
Right.
Cousins.
Or even, I didn't grow up with too many of those, but yes, that is an example. Or even relatives that just aren't as close, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you fall out with them and you're just like, look, whatever, you keep moving on. But family, when I mean my family, is like those closest to you, like
your core.
Your core, mom, dad, siblings, probably close aunts and uncles, like those that you really get done dirty by. So why is it so hard to deal with? I looked up an article that says there's a physical pain, which in time heals, and that is true. There's the pain of mental illness and the pain of trauma, which is like never-ending darkness. But when your own mother, father, or other family members betray you in your darkest hour, it's pain that's hard to describe.
Yeah.
So I juggled on whether I would talk about it on the podcast. I talked about it on social media, but that is,
close friends.
Not even. Yeah, like even when I go on live, right? Mm-hmm. If you're not there, you didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But here, it's going to go out to the world, and you guys will, will see this forever, because I don't take down anything I put up. So if I decide to edit this, then you will never get it. But if it comes out, you're going to hear it forever. In the month of June, I was home with my children. How much detail do I give? I was home with my children, and I was home. It was a normal day. And in the midst of 24 hours, I received some cops at my house doing a wellness check on my daughter. The next day, I received DCF at my house, taking pictures of my children because apparently they were being abused by me. And then the day after that, so it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I received an email that it was an emergency motion where my my custody. My custody had been revoked from my daughter, and I was allowed no contact or communication with her. Mm-hmm. My 17-year-old daughter. And I said, well, what the hell going on? Today is June 3rd, and I was with my daughter and my entire family May 30th for her birthday.
Yeah.
So I'm like...
And everything was fine.
Everything was fine. I didn't know. So I'm like, what is going on? I know I have a 17-year-old that's, just graduated high school, does 17-year-old shit. But other than that, like, nothing has happened for me to think that something like this could happen. And I see in the paperwork that it's an emergency motion that was approved by a judge because of allegations being made by my mother, my brother, my sister, and my daughter's dad. Keep in mind, I just got here March. I've been dealing with a relationship that broke, that didn't work. I've been dealing with a lot. And I had this idea that when I got back, my family, we would be back. Could try again to have a unit with my family at some point, somehow, with boundaries, of course, put in place, but that I would have maybe try to rebuild a relationship with them. So I didn't understand because nothing had happened.
I will also preface by saying that's where it was going.
Yeah.
I
spent my birthday at my mother's house.
Yeah, you spent your birthday at your mom's house. You spent, like you said, her birthday with all of them. Your mom was watching your son.
Twice, for sure.
Your sister was coming to the house. Yeah. Like you genuinely were trying, and you were being open to the idea of, like you said, with boundaries, I can have a relationship with them and have my family, like my core back.
Right. So I'm going to fast forward through all the rest and get to where we are now. Basically, I had to wait about a week and a half before seeing my daughter again. And we went to court. I had to immediately, that next day, drop racks on an attorney.
An amazing attorney.
An amazing attorney. Actually, let me say it. If you are in Orlando,
yes.
Dean Mosley is an attorney here. Oops. If you are, I think it's family law or criminal. I think he does both.
I think he does both, yeah.
He's a great, amazing attorney. So shout out to him. Very honest, which I'm still using him because there's another lawsuit, but we'll get there later if we get there. So we go to court. Within a couple of days, we did everything we had to do. I had all the evidence, and needless to say, it didn't happen. The judge was like, "There's no evidence of this." DCF closed the case. Cops found nothing. It was all lies. But my biggest thing here is I wanted to bring the transcript from the court, and I was gonna pay for them, but I just didn't have the time to go and do it. I went into a courtroom where my family said that I've been abusing my daughter since before my father passed away. My family said that, they've known about this for years and they just never talked. The judge was like, why would you never say anything? Like, especially you're the aunt, you're an attorney, a family law attorney at that. You've never spoken up and said anything. And the response was, yeah, I asked myself why all the time, but we talk amongst the family. I'm like, you wait till she's 17 to do this bet. Okay. Makes the judge is like, all right. Then like, have you guys ever seen her, put her hands on her daughter? Nope. Have you ever seen any abuse? No. Have you ever seen any marks? No. Has DC ever been called? No. Nothing. So the judge is like, it doesn't make any sense, but also why is your family here? So it didn't look good for me. It didn't look good. It was, I don't know, why everything was being done. But when everything was said and done and the judge said, the child returns back to her mother, like to the way it's supposed to be, the way it is per the courts. I picked her up and I think I just put my head down and my attorney just said to me, you're blessed. And I knew that I was blessed immediately, because the way everything was
stacked up against you.
I wasn't supposed to have left there with my daughter. And especially in the legal system that we have. The legal system that we have does not favor us in a way, and it just, things happen all the time. So anyway, I got hit with another lawsuit right after that, and I had to spend more money, and now I'm being asked for money, and I realized what it was immediately. I'm doing well. First of all, I need to give them my expenses. Because yes, the money's coming in, but it's going out just as fast, dummies. But you see someone doing well, and this is when we go into blood is not thicker than water, because there's something envy that doesn't necessarily just come from people that don't know you. It usually comes from those closest to you, but it's whether they are content enough with themselves, happy enough with their lives, and they can say truly, I love me so I can love you. When people don't love themselves and they're in a situation where they're in a shitty situation, they look for other people to, I don't know,
bring down with them and feel misery loves company.
Misery loves company. So I just remember being in that courtroom, and as angry as I was, as much as I wanted to react, another point that I wanted to make here is that I didn't. At no point did I react in a violent way. At no point did I threaten anyone. Did I pull up to somebody's house?
Took a lot of convincing.
Did I want to? Yes. That night, the third night, it was a lot of calls to pastors and, them showing up and pulling up and, praying over me. It's like God will work this. And I don't know, I think I get emo and I'm not crying. I'm high. I just didn't expect all at once. And it was very hurtful. But we prevailed, right? Yes. And it was my obedience and the fact that I stayed true to what God was telling me, like, let go and let God. And I remember always asking my cousin, well, what the F does that mean? Let go what? Let go of what? Well, in this instance specifically, it was Let go of anger. Let go of retaliation. Let go of what you can do and what is in your hands to do, and just take a seat back and do what I'm telling you. And what he was telling me was, you're going to have to go into that bank account. And the money that you were about to use to invest into your business, which I had just gotten that money, I had to use it on an attorney. So now I'm like, does that mean to let go?
Let go of your control. And that's really hard. Like, letting go of control. I'll speak for myself. I'm very organized. I like my things the way that I like them. And in order for me to feel comfortable doing certain things is I need to be in charge. I need to control, because at least I can control the most. Nothing can go wrong because I got it. Right. But for you, like, those days, like, I felt really, really, really bad. Yeah. Because it's like one thing after another, after another, after another. And I remember I told you, and I know it sounds very cliche, I was like, you can do this. You're bigger than this. You're stronger than this. And you're like, but why do I have to keep being strong? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm being honest, I don't know why, but it was a process. When you got that loan, you weren't even thinking about getting it. It was one of those things like, let me get it. I have an idea of something that I want to do with the business. Let me get it just in case. And they gave it to you like that. No questions, no issues. I even want to say, like, the amount of the loan has been your legal expenses.
It has.
So now, okay, you use that money for something else. Yes, you had to go through this situation with your family and everything. But I will say it's made your relationship with your daughter better. As an outsider looking in, your relationship is better. It's different. It's more one of, yeah, she's 17. Yes, you're her mom, but she's seeing you as a person.
I'm glad that she was able to witness it firsthand versus hearing like hearsay or this person saying this about my mom, this person saying that. It's like she got to experience it for herself, and she was able to see me react in such a different way from what she's seen me react from her growing up. Yeah. Because there have been times that I have been tried plenty of times by my family growing up, and, you know, after my daughter was born, and I have not reacted in this way. So she was seeing things happening. She's like, why is this happening? And I'm not reacting. And I'm telling her, I don't know. But you talking now reminded me, I forgot completely that you were there. Like, even the way that I was feeling, even the panic attack that I got, like, I don't, because all I remember is my cousin praying.
So hours before that, you called me. You said something like, I think you said like, oh my God, I just got this email. And you sent me a screenshot of the email. And I remember I was already laying down in bed, put my daughter, I said, I'm coming over. And you're like, no. I was like, I'm coming over. And then and I read everything, and I was like, what? And yes, you were very angry. And I think you were more hurt. Yeah. Forget the anger. You were hurt.
Yeah.
And
then a second email came in.
Yeah. While I was there, another one came in. And then that's when you were really angry, because it gave more details.
Yes.
That's the one that put you like,
it gave all the details of who it was.
Yeah. And what was said.
What was said, and why a judge would actually revoke my rights.
Or even, or consider doing that.
Yeah.
That's when you were angry. And yeah, that's when your cousin called, and your cousin basically said the same thing. You said, you kept saying, why is this happening? He's like, I don't know. You asked me, I said, I don't know, but you're going to get through it.
And no one has, and it didn't feel like I would get through it. And we're talking about an entire like 30 days of just back to back to back. Because once I left that courtroom and got my daughter and went home, 2 days later, I get sued again. So it's not like lawsuit after lawsuit. On top of that, my daughter's dad is using an attorney that's my sister's friend. And I'm like, what is going on? Why? My question was why? And I think somewhere in the Bible or some pastor said at some point in time when I went to church, stop asking why. We have to stop asking why and just be. And I had nothing left in me. It was either shoot or sit back and let it happen. So this whole story, I am now sharing it because I am out of it. And like I said before, I was obedient. In the month of July, it was a complete 180. If y'all motherfuckers say 360, you stupid. It's a 180, okay? 180. I hate when people do 360.
Yeah.
Sidebar. But it did a whole 180, and July came about, and my goodness, it's just gone 100 miles an hour just up.
in a good direction.
Right. To the point where I'm now bracing myself and I don't know how to take it. And I'm like, do I deserve? Why is this now? What did I do? And all I can do is think back and say, well, girl, you were obedient. I was showing up to church every Sunday, no matter what, making sure my kids were there and journaling and praying. Actually, I didn't journal much. I did a little bit, but not as much as I should have. And now I'm like kind of upset that I didn't. But I just couldn't because I couldn't get my feelings out. I also stopped going to therapy for 3 weeks. I just couldn't. It was
too heavy.
I was stuck. Yeah, I was very heavy. But if you're ever going through something that you feel that you can't, that you're just tired and you can't get through it, just wait. That month and a half was a long time.
I will say, yes, wait, sit, but also don't do it alone.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I don't think anybody can deal with as much. Yes, you can deal with a lot, but there's nowhere written that it says you have to do it alone.
Yeah. You can't. I think it's when you try to do it alone. Oh, and keep in mind, I wanted to do it. That when she came over, that I do remember, I didn't want you to come over. I'm like, I got this. I'm fine because I'm a person that I can do it on my own. I'm fine. But I didn't know that I would need you when you got there. Because I remember my cousin also saying, whoever that is next to you, he didn't know who it was. Like, whoever that is next to you and is talking to you, just listen to them. Just listen to them. She's right. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck she's saying. I don't know what you're saying. Like, just pray. Just pray. Like, I can't breathe. Just pray. So yeah, that's a good one. Just find somebody. And it's going to come in a form of someone that you never expected. I told you guys, her and I just had a 1-year anniversary. So I didn't expect I didn't expect for it to be you. I have Dex here who I'm super close to. I have friends here. Then I have Wendy who's 4 hours away that if I said get in the car and come get to the airport, she would get here in a heartbeat. Yeah. But God placed you in my life at such a imperative time for me.
Oh, don't make me sad.
Oh, well, don't. Take another gummy, smoke, drink. Fuck, I need to drink after this.
No, I don't know if I think I've told you before. It's been a while now. I went through a really dark time by myself. And after I was over it, I was like, I can't let somebody go through something like that by themselves. Like, I feel like that's just not fair.
Like what you were put on earth for?
No, it's not about the whole being put on. It's just like, even like your first situation, like with the whole dealing with the narcissist and stuff. From the minute I met you, I was like, oh my gosh, in my head, I was like, she's going to go through hell if I don't say something.
Jesus.
Like, that's what it felt like. Like, if I don't say something, it's going to be so bad. And I would feel terrible if someone went through something like that.
Like, it would have been bad if I didn't have you.
Like, it just felt really, and I said, if I ever, I want to be the friend that I wish I had when I was at my worst. Well, I always take that.
Well, you have been, because I have been in places that have been so dark that to me, I'm like, I don't think anyone in the world has ever experienced the things that I've experienced. So saying that, go buy a course, get that $100 off, get some gummies. I got lawyers' fees to pay, and they are steep. So help, until I can get their ass back.
Oh, so, Lord. I got it.
No, so yeah, I wanted to touch on that just because I don't care who does what to you and how close they are to you and what they've done for you in the past. Mm-hmm. Nothing excuses them from just treating you like bottom of the barrel when you don't deserve it. Because we're all worthy of so much more. And it could be your own fucking mother. It could be your own fucking sister. It could be your own brother. It could be your own baby daddy.
And I always tell you, like, we're so different. Like, we're similar in, like, our sense of humor. We get along great, whatever. Dark humor. But we're so different in a lot of different things. One of them being, like, the family thing. You see me and my sisters, we talk every day, 100 times a day. We bother my mom all the time. Like, my mom, like, there's no way she can escape us. And then I always said it's crazy when I see, like, siblings that don't talk, don't hear each other. And you can witness, like, I would tell you, just be nice. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Be nice.
When I got back, I was really against it because I know what I've been through all my life. But at the same time, I yearn for family. Like, bad. I love family. So I tried, and you would tell me to be nice, and I was being nice. Oh, on top of that, want to make it even better? My grandma dies in the midst of court. Literally, my grandma that I've been dealing with this whole time, flying back and forth. I was there for months. My grandma passes away on the 15th.
R.I.P. to Coochie.
R.I.P. to Coochie. Coochie Ornedo. So I told her actually on the way here to the studio, I don't think I've actually processed my grandma passing away. I haven't received a text, a phone call, a meme, a GIF, a nothing, an email from my family saying anything.
But I've told you this too. Once you become an adult, you're not owed anything.
No.
But it would be nice.
It would be so nice for my mother to send a text and be like, hey, you've held down the entire family while your grandmother was going through all of this. I'm sorry your grandma just passed away. That would have been nice.
Yeah, but
she's a narcissist.
You can't expect people to treat you the way you would treat them. That's the biggest setup for disappointment. For you to think that people are going to react and treat you the way you would treat them because you can't control that.
You got blocked off of this.
I'm a very nice person. I always lead with love and I'm super nice. And we were just having drinks and having a great time at Boxy Park. And I don't know, I didn't do anything.
And a couple days later, even Paola got blocked. She got blocked.
I know.
Fucking hilarious. No, but
that hurt my feelings because I didn't do nothing.
No, I think I've also questioned, am I a bad person? Am I a shitty person? What have I done? And it was a good week and a half where I truly...
You kept asking me that.
It was weighing heavy on me. I said, look, things like this don't happen to good people. Things like this. So I must be a really bad person. And I didn't just ask. I asked Drew a few times. I asked Wendy. I called a few people and I'm like, yo...
Am I a good friend?
Am I a good friend? Am I a bad boss? Am I what kind of person do people see me as? I questioned who I was because there's just no way so many bad things can happen to one human being. And then I just think that I have some amazing things that are coming my way.
Yes, you do.
And I feel them, and they've already kind of, they're sitting around me, and I'm
literal
in rooms.
Phone calls while you're cleaning the house. You get phone calls.
I'm outside killing wasps. And cleaning dirt. And I get phone calls and
emails.
Man, the people that you're sending emails to and doing meetings with.
They know my name. Hi, Paola. Hey, girl.
Yes. So I'm telling you this because 2 weeks after all of this, I am in email threads that I never thought I would be in. I am in phone call conversations and there are people that want me to sign NDAs that are speaking of me. I don't even know they exist. Don't even know who they are. Mm-hmm. So maybe for me to get here, those people couldn't have been there.
Oh, that's deep.
Though they couldn't have been next to me. I couldn't have been trying to build the relationship with people that were envious of me, because if they were envious of me from doing that, what I was doing then, what would they do if I closed the deals that I got now? Yeah. Oh my God, they would shoot me.
You wouldn't let them though.
No. I got it first. Wow. No, so I could not bring that baggage. Maybe it was me trying something and God was like, you know what? They're not ready to be in the space that you're going to be in the coming months, in the coming years. And you got to let it go no matter how hard it hurts. And boy, does it hurt. Because it's physically draining. It physically hurts. But
you have a family.
I do.
You've created a family. You have people that love you. You have people that love your children. You have friends that will drop anything and come to you in a second.
Literally.
You can call people that you haven't talked to in a little bit and be like, hey, I need to talk to you. And they drop whatever they're doing. To listen and give you advice and counsel you and help you. And people text you all the time or they call you and how are you doing?
My therapist asked me and he's like, well, I'm like, look, the family I've built around me, my friends are... Man, and I have my cousin who is family. There's two of them that I know I can depend on. My family I don't have a big family to begin with. So the fact that my core is gone, I'm like, oh, my grandma's gone. My uncles died. Like, I only had one uncle on my dad's side. A very, very, very small family. So I have no blood family, but boy, the one that I have built around. My kids, man, spoiled. My kids can go anywhere. So just, if you're going through something right now and you feel like you can't get past it, that BS that they be saying, this is temporary. God got you. Yo, it's true. It really is true. It's not BS. It really, really is true. God got you, but you have to be obedient and you have to let go of control. And you can't do what your flesh is asking you to do or that first instinct to just go. Don't do that. Sit back, go through your contacts, Call someone that's level-headed outside of the emotions where they're not feeling the pain as much as you are, and then let that guide you. And that's how I got to my attorney. You know, I made the phone call right away to one person. I'm like, you're not this type of attorney, but you're an attorney. Please look at this. Where do I go? And from there, I had calls with 4 attorneys that next day for me to pick and choose.
No, almost that night you were talking to an attorney.
Literally.
That night.
Yes. Like that night. And I just scrolling through my phone, I'm like, man, and these people dropped what they were doing. It was late. It was like 10 p.m. It was late.
Later. It was almost midnight. It was 11 something at night.
Well,
when you were talking to the lawyer.
They were answering the phone calls at that time. So good people, I guess they don't reap the benefits right away because we're not seeing it. But trust me, God and the universe and everything is lining up for you from when your time comes. And my time came now. And I'm 35.
I tell you that now. It's like, I wish my karma was like as quick as yours.
Oh.
Because I tell you all the time, like, I just want to be a good person. I'm just
and you are a good person.
Like, I just try to be a good person.
I don't think also, I mean, I feel like when I met you, you've had this routine in your life. And I'm like, listen, you got to hop on. And I feel like where you are now and the things that you're doing and how I didn't know you before, but I feel like your shit is moving. And you're moving in a really good direction with your daughter, with your family. And it's going to keep going up.
Yeah. I don't doubt that there's a reward at the end of being a good human, you know?
No.
I just sometimes, like, I want to say this year is the first year where I'm like, okay, I did this and I got this. I did this and I got this. But at the same time, I'm not someone that, like, focuses on the reward aspect of it. I'd rather learn to live to be just a good person. I don't want to do anything because I'm going to get something out of it.
I like seeing, not because I'm getting something out of it, but I like seeing results. If I'm putting work in towards something, I want to see something, you know?
I'm just gambling. I'm just winging it. I'm trying to be a good person.
Do you like to gamble?
I do.
If you go to the casino? You
do? And the thing is, so I'm good at poker. I'm good at blackjack. And those are mostly it. And I could play, and if I win, if I win, you're going to have to pry me out that table.
Really?
Yeah.
So
that's why I don't go.
Oh, I lose $20. I'm going to be pissed off because I know the pizza or the spaghetti I could have bought with that, I like to eat.
So I translate that to a person. If I meet someone and I'm like our relationship, I help you, you help me. I help you, you help me. If somewhere down the line you were to like do something to hurt me, I would still be like, you know what, but she's really a good person. I'm like, deep down, I know she's a good person. Something must have happened for her to create this. Am I going to be angry about it? I'll be more like disappointed. That's my word right now. I'll be disappointed. I'll walk away and then that'll be it. Like, I'm very good. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Once I lose my emotional connection to you, it's done. I'll cut you off.
I've been like that all my life. And then now with these therapists opening up this Pandora's box of emotions for me, now I can't do that anymore. So all my life I've been able to do that.
Yeah.
I can, and I've done it. Okay, cool. Walk away.
Yeah.
Now, emo Carla here, no, can't do it. Because of time, I do want to touch on, which has to do with this. If you've ever dealt with a family member or a friend, because you just touched on a friend that might have, done something, or is a friend that you feel like is draining you. We've talked about narcissism plenty of times, but my absolute favorite doctor that talks about this on YouTube, her name is Dr. I think it's Ramani. Dr. Ramani on YouTube. When I tell you, from the second that I left Jersey, while I was in Puerto Rico, fuck that. I've been watching her videos since day one that I learned where narcissism was. And I have learned so much through her. And I feel like she's up there. She is narcissism, right? Like, she will tell you everything you need to know. So she started a podcast. I will say it again, like I've said it on social media. I am pissed. Dr. Ramani, I DM'd you a lot of times that I wanted to start a podcast for you. I'm like, why is she just on YouTube? You need a podcast. Well, here comes Jada Pinkett Smith and iHeart. Carla, iHeart.
Listen, you never know.
You never know. Well, Jada and iHeart swept, and all of a sudden I am scrolling on Instagram and she posts that she has a podcast coming out.
Her trailer, yeah.
My heart stopped, but then I got so excited. And I'm like, look, I don't care who launched you at this point. I'm just happy that you're doing it. So Navigating Narcissism right now is one of the podcasts that I am obsessed with. And I'm obsessed with it because, one, yes, I have been through it, but it's the way that it is produced. Whoever the editor is, don't cut out as many breaths. Sounds a little robotic.
But outside of that,
outside of that, let's come back. You're doing great with production wise. She has these conversations, and then in the midst of the conversation, when the person's telling their story, it stops. And Dr. Rami then goes and does a deep dive onto what just happened. She's like, well, I was here and it felt great and blah, blah, blah. She goes, why? She felt good because this is happening and this is the red. Oh, so good. So the first episode was with Anna Delvey's friend. So I don't know. What was the name of the documentary? Do you remember?
Discovering Anna, I think it is.
Discovering Anna?
I think it was Discovering Anna or something.
Something
like
along those lines. It was about Anna Delvey, a fake German heiress that basically took everybody's money in New York City. She was a narcissist herself. Well, she hasn't been diagnosed.
But she has the traits.
She has all of the traits of someone with MPD. So her friend who was on the show but did not give Netflix, all of it because she didn't really work with Netflix to her. She came on the show and talked about how it all went down, and it was seeing a friendship with narcissism. Yeah. And the way it was broken down, boy, was it good. It was, because like the girl that they were interviewing, she said Netflix put this thing where she was like partying and she was buying you things. She's like, that's not how we became friends. Mm-hmm. That's not how I became her friend because I felt like she needed someone. Mm-hmm. It had nothing to do with status. It had nothing to do with what she was doing for her. And she gave her like that feeling that she gave her the feeling like you fit right in, just like a puzzle piece. Like a sister. She said like she felt like she was her big sister. So I want you guys to go listen to Navigating Narcissism. The second episode was actually from Tina Swithin. She was married to a narcissist. And
that one was tough to listen to.
That one was really hard to listen to. It took me about 3 days to finish it because it felt like she was telling my story. She was just there way longer. Mine was just really fast. But it just, again, shows me that I'm not the only one that has been through this. And then it breaks it down because we feel so silly. And for those of you who have never gone through narcissistic abuse, I will say to you, please listen. Because you will definitely understand, not just through the experience of what they went through, but through Dr. Ramani really explaining why the brain is working the way that it is for the victim. Because on the outside, even now, once that cloud is gone and we can see clearly, we're like, what the hell? But when you're in it, you don't see that. You don't see it. You don't feel it. You're searching just like a heroin addict for a certain high. Your chemicals have now been like changed and rewired in your brain. So you no longer react the same way you would when you weren't in that relationship or when you get out of it afterwards. So really, really listen to them. What was your favorite part on either one of them? Which one was your favorite out of the first two? I haven't listened to the third one because I'm scared.
So the second one, the one with Tina Swinson, she's like, I'm not a dumb girl. I was not a dumb girl. I had my own thing going on. I'm college educated. She was a very smart person. And I think people sometimes think, oh, she fell for that because she's not that smart. Or she fell for that because she was wearing rose-colored glasses. Or she fell for that because she came from a bad home. Mm-hmm. Or she fell for that because she has daddy issues or whatever. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them.
Yeah. They're good. Yeah. They're so good. They're so lovable. They are so charismatic. Mm-hmm. They're good. And they make you feel good. Yeah. Just like I would suspect a crackhead feels when they hit that pipe.
The biggest thing that so far what's been consistent across, because I listened to the third one, the thing that's been consistent is that as the victim, the one thing that keeps you there is hope.
Yes.
And every single person said that. With Anna Delvey, she said, yeah, I put my credit card down, but she would pay me back. So I knew she was going to pay me back. And then I put my credit card down again and she would pay me back. When I did it and she didn't do it, I was like, oh, she'll get it to me. You have that hope. You don't think that it's not going to happen.
They've done it before.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
With the couple that she was married to her husband, and it took her 10 years to get custody of her children. She said when she was pregnant with her daughter, she didn't have the relation that she thought she was going to have throughout her whole pregnancy. But then she got a little bit of hope the day her daughter was born, because she saw how he was treating her
in front of other people.
Yeah, but she didn't think about the other people till after. But she said she got that hope because he was so loving, he was so doting, he was there. That hope will get you right back in there for a couple more months, a couple more years. And they know that. They know that they just got to do a little bit of good.
They call it
to negate the bad.
They just give you breadcrumbs and you're like, give me some. I'm
but
hungry.
Once you get out of it, you're like, I can't believe I did that. It's you can't imagine that you were brainwashed in a sense.
You feel sorry for yourself, but then you also start questioning for a while. Am I dumb?
Am I dumb?
Am I dumb? I've questioned myself so many times. Am I dumb? And I do tell that to myself. I'm not a dumb girl.
No.
I'm not a dumb person, but they listen not to be there for you or be your anchor. They listen to attack later on to make you their prey. So that's why in the beginning, you just feel so good. But navigating narcissism
it's amazing.
I'm really happy they came out with it. And I know there's tons of episodes, and I know a lot of you guys really enjoyed this series. Like, I wouldn't call it a series, but the episodes that we did on here. So really go listen to that. The third one is about the Tinder swindler. And when it's my turn, I can't wait. We have a similar name. Okay. No. So let's move on. Before we do move on, I do want to let you know about BetterHelp. I missed 3 weeks of therapy with my BetterHelp counselor, and I came right back and I did like 2 in a week. And then I did another 2 the next week because I was stressed and I shouldn't have done that. But with BetterHelp, I want you guys to use it. Go to therapy. If you're feeling anything right now and you're like, man, I just need somebody to talk to, BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 24 hours. It is not a crisis line. It is not self-help. It is professional counseling done securely online. So I want you to visit betterhelp.com/PWP.
And I'll add to that. If you have health insurance through work or if you work for a company, look at your employee assistance program. You can use it with...
Really?
Yeah, I used it. So with my corporate job, the employee assistance program gives you 5 free sessions. That's how I found the therapist that I have now, which him and I are amazing. Love him. He's been working with me. My first 5 sessions were free.
Wow.
And then after that, I'm on a platform that I use. But at least I got 5 free sessions.
Right.
And if you're someone that you don't know if that's something you want to try, you want to commit to paying or going into a facility and getting like assessed or whatever, you can try it online first and it could be free. Yeah. With your insurance.
So definitely, is that through BetterHelp though?
You can, so when it comes to employee assistance program, all those platforms take it. So BetterHelp, Talkspace, Teledoc, all of that.
Definitely. I gotta take it out because it's actually an ad. So we can't say Talkspace.
You can use it. I will say, like, if you have it, explore your benefits. There's nothing wrong with going to therapy. I think everybody needs therapy. When it's good, when it's bad, go to therapy.
Yeah, definitely go to therapy. Go to BetterHelp.com/PWP. You're going to get 10% off your first month. And if you need financial assistance, I really stress to you, if even with your insurance or you don't have insurance and you need financial assistance, let them know. They will work for you. I know plenty of you that have gotten it for very affordable. If you go to brunch, you can afford therapy. So trust me, if you need it, use it. Now,
is this the fun part?
Yes. Questions. If you have a question or want some advice, send that over to askcarlawilmaris@gmail.com. So it'll be on the description of the episode, askcarlawilmaris@gmail.com. So this week we have, I'm not going to say the names because no. It says, hi Carla, I'm a huge fan of the show. I've been married for 11 years now, and I'm in an amazing relationship with my wife. A few years ago, I did a photo shoot with a model. We had a great time and became friends. Fast forward a few months and she's pregnant and getting married.
What?
A few months after that, she's single and calling every guy she's been with gay. She's also getting closer to me as we talk on the phone every day. This I was wondering, right? Where's your wife? Okay. I start getting compliments from her and being called manly. She even jokes that she wants to clone me due to the fact that I love and respect women. I need to email him back. She starts buying me nice gifts and throwing birthday parties for me and saying none of my longtime friends have ever done this for me and that she's the only true friend I've got. I guess she's saying that to him. Okay. I ended up getting a photographer/podcast studio and she would bring me food while I was shooting. Where is your wife?
Keep going.
I can't finish this.
Keep going.
Send me your @name. I'm talking to your wife.
Girl,
I tried to set her up with my friends, but after a date or texting them, she would say that they're gay and she only longs to talk to a real man. who is a breadwinner and hustles.
Okay.
Guess you hear a podcast hustle, huh? Recently, she was in an argument with her roommate and she was looking to get an Airbnb for the night. I was on the phone with her and made sure she was okay. The next day, I didn't hear from her until she texted me saying I didn't even offer her and her son a place to stay and that she didn't expect that I would just have her stay in an Airbnb while I had an extra room for her to stay in.
At my wife's home.
Me being married, I will never have my friends stay over the night with me. Was I dealing with a narc? First of all,
no,
you're
dealing with a home wrecker.
No, there's so much to unpack here. Let's go back. She's giving you gifts. Where's your wife? I shall ask again.
No, hold on. It's been how many years? She's giving you gifts. She's throwing you parties. You like this.
Right.
You like
That's what I'm like. Yes, you probably are dealing with someone that is, I wouldn't say a narc, maybe traits or maybe manipulative or is trying, to get at you.
Yeah.
Maybe she thinks the grass is greener on the other side by what you've said. She goes from guy to guy and it's not satisfied with anybody. So she wouldn't be satisfied with you either.
Girls that go after married guys love the married guy because he does not give you none of the headache the wife gets.
That's it.
You're fun. Number one. Number two, you know you wrong. You know you are wrong.
Does your wife know this?
Right. Did you ask your wife if you think she's a narc? Maybe your wife could let you know.
Right. So it's like, I want to give you advice, but at the same time, I will say, you let it get there.
You
so talking
dancing
to her every day, taking gifts, letting her do parties, made her truly believe you would let her come in your house with your wife right next door, and you probably tuck her ass in with her son.
Y'all are tap dancing on that line together.
So I need you to take a step back, and whether she's a narc or not, I don't know. Traits, manipulated, maybe, but I think you've also led her on. So you have led her on to a point where she thought it was okay for her to come to an Airbnb. So actually now I don't even know if she really has narc traits. I think you've led her on.
There's more to the story. There's so much we're missing here.
There's much. I'm gonna send you an email. Send me an update.
Yeah,
Listen,
please.
You said you're a fan of the show, so I expect an update
and more details, please, because never have I ever been inclined to buy a man gifts, throw him a party with nothing in return. What?
Right, and I'm not saying your name at any point in time. So I really give me the nitty gritty. Did you lick a titty? Did you get a picture? Did you send a picture?
Did you hang out after the birthday party? What happened?
What was the gift? A pocket rocket? Is that what it's called?
Why would she give him that?
I don't know, because right now he has his wife. So it's like, don't fuck your wife. Fuck the pocket rocket until we can be together.
I don't know. I think we have different ideas of what that is, but okay.
All right, now we cannot go after this into the next segment.
Is that the...
Yes, we got to go into the Bible.
Yeah, well, the Lord knows your heart.
The Lord knows you're about to send me an email and letting me know what really happened.
Yeah.
But I will say that the narc part of it, I would say if you have a friend that's giving you a lot and taking you out and giving you gifts and, love bombing, you can get love bombed by a friend. So it is very possible. I just need to know more info here. So if this resonated with you in a way where you're like, oh, I have a friend that's done all this for me, not him, someone else listening. And you could be dealing with a friend that is possibly, has narcissistic traits. Okay, so our last segment is where we wrap it all up. And Paola chose a verse. It was Psalm 4. First of all, she goes, Psalms 40. And I said, okay, which verse? No, just the 40. Ma'am, we're not going into Sunday school.
Well, some people don't get to go to church, and I'm just trying to be a good person.
Well, TD Jakes has a podcast. Actually, Sarah Jakes Roberts, amazing podcast. If you are thinking you can't make it to church, Journey Church Orlando, which is where I go.
They have a podcast.
And you get I got you. I will actually link them. All the podcasts for you to get more of Jesus. But really here, I just want to wrap up, the day and leave you with a good note because we talk about a lot of stuff and I like to have fun. It can get deep, but leave you with something so the rest of the week is just like, it feels good. Psalm 40,
yes,
1 and 2. So it says, I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. This reminds me of that
song. I know.
Oh, there's a song from Maverick City, and I don't know.
Firm Foundation.
Is it from Firm Foundation?
Mm-hmm.
I listen to that song every day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I'm like, oh, I know. Okay. Firm Foundation, Maverick City. Have to listen to it. But it's basically, we waited, and it's the story that I told you. I had to be patient. Plenty of times we don't want to be patient. Mm-hmm. It says, he turned to me and heard my cry. So he's listening. It didn't feel like God was there. Actually, no, it did. But it felt like, why? Me asking why. Like, are you really here? Or are you just being a peeping Tom and just like, I see her going through it, but you're not in it with me? He's there. He's hearing your cry. Mm-hmm. And he's going to lift you out of that slimy pit, out of the mud, out of whatever you're in. And he's going to put you on a rock that it's going to be solid and you can come above water and you'll be able to breathe. So know that he's listening to you. He knows what you're going through. There is a reason behind it. And you're gonna be standing on a rock. I wish I remember the lyrics to the song.
There's a part there's a part in the song that says, even though everything else is falling around me, I've never been so glad.
Yes, there is. The song is so good. I'm just gonna link it. I think I could play 7 seconds of the song within here. I don't know if I'll do that much editing, but I might. Go listen to it. It's on all platforms. YouTube it. It is. Yeah. And Maverick City is like, I didn't know about them until this year, to tell you the truth. I never listened to podcasts before. I got you, girl. Yeah, but apparently they're really big. Before we wrap it all up, I want to remind you, go and get your gummies, whoswax.com. Use the code PIVOT. Idea to launch podcast.com. The course is now open. You will get a call with me and $100 off if you use the code PIVOT. So just go. There's tons of information of what it is. And if you're not sure and you're like, okay, I'm not ready to invest just yet, do a clarity call with me. So you can go on my website and schedule a clarity call. And that way it is $20 for 20 minutes because you're not about to get on my schedule.
Your schedule is limited too.
And then not show up. So I know that if you pay for it, you pay attention to what you pay for. If you pay $20, I know you're serious to at least get started in somehow, some way with podcasting. And then Paula, where can they find you? What you got going on?
At your house, working the mailbox, as well as my corporate job on iPad and laptop.
She is. Actually, I was going to tell her to say anything. She ain't got no time. I am so sorry. She has no time.
Yeah. I think my business has shifted now. I am officially an administrative assistant.
Working on online business manager.
I am an emotional support human.
I'm getting her shirt made.
I am a nanny. I am a lunch picker-upper.
Whatever.
Calendar.
She's my calendar. But that's part of admin.
Her brain. Remember.
Please remember. So, yeah, thank you guys for showing up. Don't forget to leave a review if you have not yet. Share this podcast with your friends, the link, and I'll see you back next week. Goodbye. Woo.